Wee woo, wee woo, wee woo, wee woo, wee woo. Warning! This video contains opinions. If you don't like it, that's okay. If you do like it, that's okay too. Thank you. Wee woo, wee woo, wee woo, wee woo, wee woo, wee woo, wee woo.
You want to talk about Little Dark Age? Let's talk about Little Dark Age, bitches.
Hey guys, this is Jackson Orland here with Crossbeat, episode 2, Little Dark Age. We're taking a look at MGMT's 2018 album, Little Dark Age, and we're seeing how their sound has evolved since then. Take a look. This album was released on February 9th, 2018, released by Columbia Records. This album saw the return of the synth pop melodies first introduced in their debut, Oracular Spectacular. This album marks the 5th year since their last studio album, the self-titled MGMT. This album started production in 2016 and was heavily influenced by the American political climate and how social media has taken over the world in their minds. This album features a welcome shift back into the synth pop, to the pop's roots that they planted in their debut and throughout their past albums. And shows a more streamlined sound.
But in terms of the themes then, and were you already decided on kind of where the album would go in terms of themes? And because there's kind of a tongue-in-cheek indictment of social media and those kind of things. So
We didn't really know. At some points we didn't even know if we were making an album. Like we thought maybe it was going to be, split out into singles or EPs or something like that. And it wasn't kind of until the end, around when we wrote the song Little Dark Age, that we realized that we actually had made a record that had all the kind of themes that tied it together.
The first track is called She Works Out Too Much. The song has intermittent workout audio that makes you think of an aerobics class. Throughout the set, trying to set the mood of to be the best in shape, you have to look the best. And ultimately this song, along with a bunch of songs throughout this album, have showed the message of how the band is unhappy with how the world works and how face value it is. And how the fakeness of relationships, the fakeness of love, the fakeness of social media bumps it up to 11. The song has very quirky synth and in the beginning that's intermittent throughout the song, and I like it. It's good, great start foundation-wise to this album. So, Little Dark Age, the title track of this album, has a very 80s vibe to it. It preys on the nostalgia of the 80s synths, the 80s sound. And I like that. I like that retroactive, instinctual looking back into what has come before and how can I improve upon it. So I like that song. It's definitely should be the title track of the album, and gets a thumbs up for me. And next is my personal favorite of the album, When You Die. It has a very poppy melody about a very dark subject, and if you haven't already, I would watch the music video along with this song. It's very trippy. I read a comment that said it's like a bad trip. It perfectly encapsulates a bad trip. So here's a screenshot of that. And it has a very nice sound. It has a very bold message of not being nice, of being mean, and what they view the world to be. So definitely top one in my book about the top song. Next, we're going to talk about the song Me and Michael. So let's take a listen really fast, and I'll tell you what I like and what I don't like. So what I think about Me and Michael is it's a love letter to the 80s and the sound encapsulated. And that's what this entire album is about, in my opinion. It's it's about looking backward while going forward. It's it's about taking what's already been made and improving it and trying to improve it and failing and succeeding in improving it and to forge a new path with what you find. And that's what I think makes this album so great. Let's go back to When You Die. It has that chipper feeling, but also has the melancholic existential crisis going towards it. And that's what this entire album is. It's a letter to America. It's a letter to society. It's a message about being on our phones too much, being on social media too much, not following political spectrum that much, and how our world is decaying and how the world is falling apart around us and not being able to fix it in a way. So this album has a great variety of synthesizers, great variety of flanges, effects. These guys have very much mastered the synth sound, and that's what makes it so appealing. They create something new out of something old, and that's, as I stated earlier, a testament of this entire album. And towards the end of the album, When You're Small, the song When You're Small, it has the line, "You don't have very far to fall when you're small." And I think they're describing themselves. They've had 3 hit singles when they first came out: Kids, Electric Feel, and what's the third one? Time to Pretend. And they have not found mainstream appeal since then. And I feel they know a lot about falling, and they know a lot about failing and trying, and a lot of heart and emotion went into this album. And it's a new start for the band. And I feel like, in a way, they lost their sense of direction with their past albums. But I like this new direction they're taking with this. I like the sound. I'm excited what they hear next with this album. With that being said, let me leave you with a quote from the band in their first song. And with that being said, let me leave you with a quote the band says in their first song. "Welcome to the shit show. Grab a comfortable seat." I rate this album 8.9 out of 10. Thank you for watching. Hit the subscribe button, hit the bell, hit the like button, leave a comment of what you want me to react to, what you want me to listen to and review. My link to my Twitter, my Instagram is also in the description below. So feel free to follow me on that and hit me up there about what you want to see. With that being said, thank you for tuning in. This is Jackson, Juke Dama, Crossbeat.
Like, it was something we realized later on was really important, but I think like at first, like Andrew said, I think that's kind of our natural way of working, is to like isolate ourselves. And I think having like Patrick, our producer, around, like he really encouraged us to be more casual about recording and have people stop by, and then we realized that was a good idea.